Hi, Dreki here, and today I'm reviewing this little speedlight. This is a wee little flash. It's the kind of thing where you'd want to have if you have a point and shoot with a small built-in flash, or a interchangeable lens camera that doesn't have a flash built into it, and you want a compact and portable flash. This is the kind of thing that you'd buy. Now, is it any good? Well, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm coming from the perspective of a professional photographer here, so I'm very picky about my photo equipment. From my experience with this flash, it does do okay, but it has some flaws. We'll discuss that in a couple moments. So the nice thing about this flash is that it includes what's called TTL, meaning that if you mount it on top of your camera, you will have automatic metering with whatever lens or aperture or shutter speed you set it to, whereas most flashes in this price range are generally manual only. My flash here specifically is for Nikon, but this flash does come in versions for Canon, Sony, etc. And I'm going to assume that they're more or less the same. So let's actually just take a look at the little flash here. I'll just put it right there. And if you want to see the size comparison to a normal speedlight, you can see just how much bigger that one is. So I'm a budget hunter. As you can see, that wasn't actually a Nikon speedlight I compared it to, but it was one that I've used extensively throughout my photography experience and I've had very good results with. So it was the one that I compared this flash to. The one thing I noticed about the body of this flash, it's actually quite solid. So with the batteries in it, there is a good weight to it. Turning it on, you just press the power button, angle it however you want, and it's good to go. The screen is bright, easily legible, and all settings are quick and fast to access. So I'm just going to press the button here and let you see. I don't know how much of that's going to actually show up in the video. Something cool though, there is also a little LED in here, so if you want to do some filming, you can use the little LED. The benefit of buying a flash like this is the size of the flash head. The light from a larger flash head is more diffused, meaning that any highlights are not as sharp, so you don't get areas that are overexposed as often. So if you compare the size of the flash head between these two flashes, let's just, well, I'm not going to be able to focus on that, so focus in nice and close there. You can see that a proper speedlight is going to have much more diffused light than even this little thing. But this little thing will be better than what you have built into your camera, or theoretically should be. That is, if it exposes correctly. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that you can charge AA batteries over the USB port that's built into this thing, which is really cool. That means you don't have to bring a separate charger for your batteries. So let's look at some photo samples from this flash now, and we'll see how it compares to the one built into the camera. When I first started shooting with this flash on the camera, I noticed that the exposure just wasn't very good. As you can see here, these are photos of general stuff around my house, and they're either too bright or too dark, depending on how far away the object is. Now that's a problem, because with TTL metering, you're not supposed to have to worry about the exposure. You're supposed to just be able to shoot, and whatever distance your object is at, it should show up fine. However, I then realized that it was actually my camera that wasn't recognizing the flash on it. So once I unseated and reseated the flash, the camera recognized it properly and it started to expose better. This flash has a 24mm field of view, so that's the kind of lens that it'll work ideally on. Things that are wider, you may see some vignetting around the edges, which is darker spots around the corners, and things that are closer up, it might not have enough power to capture. But at 24mm, I did find it worked quite well. Compared to a point-and-shoot flash, it is much more powerful, but compared to a DSLR flash, not so much. But really, I mean, it's kind of hard to recommend in some ways, because it's possible to buy a big flash from Neewer or another brand that'll give you a lot more light, and it'll have better heat dissipation, meaning more repeated flashes, and it'll work more consistently with your camera. Something like this, it does work, but it's not significant improvement over the flash built into most cameras, just because it's still so small. That being said, if you have a point and shoot that doesn't have a flash built into it and has a hot shoe, or something like a mirrorless or a compact camera, then you will have results out of this, and the good thing is that it's not super big, so it's not a lot of extra kit to carry. In the end though, the results from it, you're mixed, so depending on your camera, I'm sure with some cameras and some lenses you'll have better results than what I had, but overall, I mean, it's not necessarily the best thing to spend your money on. Thanks for watching. Visit DrekiTech.com for more. Oh, look at that. It even turns. That's kind of cool.